Happy Snuggle Talk!
Guys, I can't yell. There's small children sleeping in the house.
Oh, did they leave presents for Toothless?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. That's something. It's so nice. A nice big bowl of trout for Toothless, Luna and the kids.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we're still... Merry Christmas, everyone, and we're here on Nerd-Vana for the last podcast of 2019. Yes, we're still here.
Yes, we're still here. And doing the last possible Dragons vlog. Not even a vlog, it's discussion.
Yeah. You'll have to apologize. My voice is a little hoarse from singing all the traditional Snoggle-Tog songs. Like, Here Comes Toothless.
Here comes Toothless, here comes Toothless, right. Coming down the unknown lane.
and oh come all ye Burkians.
Oh come all ye Burkians. Snow extends triumphant.
It's oh, come let us adore him, Toothless the King. I had one more in me. Okay, all joking aside, Merry Christmas, everyone, for the Christmas special.
Oh, yeah.
Known as How to Train Your Dragon Homecoming. Not to be confused with Spider-Man.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna have to bring out some coal for this one because...
And starting the timer now.
Honestly, I kind of felt about it.
Ian?
I can sort of agree in hindsight. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was laughing my butt off while watching this. But...
Oh, yes.
In hindsight, looking back on it, I think this might be one of the few cases of soft canon, like definite soft canon in the Dragons universe.
Okay.
I mean, I keep hearing people say that series is soft canon, and it very well may be, but there's nothing to confirm that. You can take it or not. Some people actually do fit it in with the overall story, and it doesn't really conflict. This, on the other hand, there's a couple issues.
And as for me, again, very mixed. I kind of blame myself. I might be the victim of hyping myself up for it, because this is what feels like is going to be the last Dragons-related content, like, for a while. I mean, definitely not forever, but we're probably not going to get anything dragon related in 2020.
Yeah, I would expect for at least a couple years yet we won't get anything.
Honestly, I kind of hope they don't do anything more. How else do you go? Where do you go? I don't think there's anywhere to go for dragons. It's ended. The story's over. And it'll be ruining the franchise just to try to milk it.
And so while watching this, I had a very strong reaction to the end of it. For the first time in the entire Dragons franchise, I hated Gobber. I hated Gobber in this.
What? Blasphemy!
Dun dun
Why?
dun!
Why?
Okay, go ahead.
Explain to me what is so wrong with hating someone who was pretty much selfish for this holiday, and apparently had to wait 11 years to grieve for his best friend.
I will admit that is pretty weird to wait that long to grieve.
Yeah.
It'd be like seeing your best friend crying, like, dude, what's wrong? I'm just crying over my pet hamster that died 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, and also, I'm not really comfortable with the fact that he pretty much just
hijacked Snuggletog.
He lied. Pretty much lied. He put out a revisionist history.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I go too real world into this?
No, you just did now.
No, the fact that he had to lie because he was getting pissed off of kids throwing snowballs, which, by the way, that kid looked like Zephyr, but it's not Zephyr.
I thought it was Zephyr for the longest time.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's not a dragon series if there's no
reasonable characters.
Reasonable character models, yeah.
But regardless, that's pretty petty, in all honesty. It's like, I'm gonna rewrite history just so they stop throwing snowballs at the statue of my friend.
Astrid. I mean, Astrid doesn't help too. When Hiccup's kind of like venting about his complaints about how I stood my ground, everyone was doubting me, and I touched a dragon. I touched it. She just goes, oh, he's got the spirit of the things. How about saying a little bit? We'll tell them the truth later tonight, honey.
I thought Astrid had more fire in her spine than that. It's like, that doesn't feel like Astrid, honestly.
Yeah.
Does that speak Astrid to you guys? Is that really Astrid would do?
Speaking of Astrid, every time I saw Nothing on screen, I'm like, that kid's gonna seriously injure himself. He lit a stick on fire while the adults were talking and ran around with it. He somehow managed to secure himself an axe and was dragging it out of the house.
He's as durable as his grandfather. Remember the first movie, like what Stoic said about how he was taught what it meant to be a Viking.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. Remember, that's my father told me to bang this head against this rock. I thought it was crazy, but I did it anyway. You know what happened? You got a headache.
But I do have to wonder, like, just to go on a little off topic, Ian. So I don't know Viking culture well. So who would be the next chieftain? Would it be Nothing or Zephyr?
It honestly would depend on the culture, because compared to other European societies at that time, Viking women had a lot of rights, actually. They would control everything that happened in the house. All the finances would go through them. They could actually file for divorce and keep their own property. if Hiccup died, I don't know.
What if both Hiccup and Astrid died?
Yeah.
Would it go to the oldest child, or would it just go to the firstborn, to the first male?
It honestly would depend on the individual culture, because quote-unquote Viking is more of an occupation than a class of people.
So it really is an occupational hazard.
It really is.
The correct term is actually Norsemen, which basically means men from the north. So long-winded way of saying it depends.
Okay.
To any of you listeners, if you have any ideas, please leave a comment on this.
Absolutely,
I would like to hear more about this.
Yes, we would. Okay, now back to the matter at hand. This special, while kind of nice of closing a few doors, answering a few questions, kind of brings up more questions. For me, it's like, if they're siblings, why do Nothink and Zephyr have different accents? Why is it so important that Rough Legs is shown to be canon? Why is Zephyr afraid of Toothless if she met him face to face earlier? And where in hell are Volka, Eret, and Gothi in this?
Well, Gothi, I can sort of think that she may have passed away, because how old was she? It
was 1,000, probably.
I think Volka's the next Gothi.
Possibly.
And where is she?
That is a good question. Where is Volka? Where's Grandma?
I want to see Grandma Valka and the grandkids.
I know.
Exactly.
And that's the other thing of how she would pretty much confirm that yes, it was Hiccup, even though she wasn't around.
And Grandma Valka could calm the kids' fears. You know, she dealt with dragons longer than Hiccup.
Mm-hmm. And don't say she died. If Gothi can survive a snow wraith, Volka can survive anything.
Yeah. So, Mike,
Eret's a different story.
But yeah, as for your accents problems, I'm not really questioning it, because kids are weird. Kids kind of follow what they like. You know, they could be listening to some other kid talking like that, and they try to imitate it.
Well, yeah, I've done that. I've imitated Robin Williams. Hasn't gotten me close to being the actual man.
So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not worried about Nothing's weird accent. For all I know, he could be following one of his friends, his parents, and talking like that.
It could also be culture, because my friend Rebecca, who also does reviews on my channel if people don't know that already, when she goes out to Arkansas to visit family, she picks up the local accent in like 3 days. So potentially Nothink, being around people with stronger accents than his parents, he may have picked up on it a bit. Or it could also just be his grandfather.
That too.
Okay.
But honestly, I'm just letting that slide because, it's adorable.
It is.
I know. Well, it is adorable, but I only asked that question so that I could get to the big punchline of a question, like where in the hell are Volka and Eret?
Yeah. Now, I want to say this. It's cringy. It's cringy. It's cringier than... God damn, it's not Loud's Angels. Oh, not as cringy.
No.
I was going to say.
No. I mean, the play is cringy, but But then again, it's kind of like it's your typical holiday pageant.
Yeah, and that is what, 3 days to do it?
4 days. 3 if you count Black Plague Friday.
Black Plague Friday.
Okay.
That was a good touch. I like that one.
It was a good touch, except I watched that they promoted that on social media, and it came out the weekend after Black Friday, which I worked. So it was a mixture of anger and hilarity.
That's right, John. You work in retail.
And I had to work Black Friday too.
Oh yeah, for those of you who don't know, and in retail there are things known as Black Friday and Cyber Monday. But you don't know about the days in between. There's Fall Off Saturday, where you're still dealing with shoppers that want to get some of the best deals, and there's Zombie Sunday, where you just had enough.
Oh no!
And you're walking around in a daze, going.
Oh, don't forget, there's Black Thursday, where Walmart wants to get the jump on everything.
Good old Wally World.
Anyway.
Alright. Anyway, so the whole point, we never even discussed what the whole
Cringe?
the whole plot of the special
No, we didn't. Let's do that.
Okay.
No.
12 minutes in.
Oh, gosh.
Okay,
Well,
so
it's pretty simple, actually. It's literally just trying to show the kids that dragons are not scary and trying to show them that they're really special, and that's it.
and all because Zephyr found Stoic's journal and it showed it showed the out of date mentality of Vikings and dragons, and so now she's got it in her head that they're dangerous, and so she's setting up all these admittedly ingenious traps.
She's got Hiccup's ingenuity.
And Astrid's personality.
Oh gosh.
Dangerous combo.
Hiccup not wanting his kids to grow up like that. Oh, by the way, nothing just kind of goes along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a little kid, though.
Yeah.
I give him a pass.
I mean, it is kind of cute because he's a kid and he's just super animated.
Oh, yeah.
Kids are just animated. I remember how crazy I was as a kid. And anyway, they try to bring back a traditional Snoggletog. It's something traditional Snoggletog, which is a pageant. And they go to Gobber, who has apparently been the script writer for traditions, and apparently we get a glimpse into the little bit of Hiccup's childhood.
Terrifying. That's all I'm gonna say.
Reminds me of the first time I saw all dogs go to heaven.
Oh, it reminds me of The Secret of Nymph when I first saw it for the first time.
So basically, it reminds us of the first time we watched Don Bluth.
Yeah.
Good times.
Good times. But so, I think
Gobber writes the entire script. They put on a pageant. Everything goes wrong because dragons. But then everything is fixed because dragons. because dragons. The kids love dragons, and they got a surprise visit.
Yep, and it's all happily ever after.
And this is what prompts them, lazy writing, I might add, to visit the edge of the world.
So wait. So this is what prompts them to visit them? It wasn't by let's go visit them. It's visit us.
It wasn't Zephyr going. It wasn't Zephyr going. Can we see them?
Or maybe Hiccup wanting to go visit his best friend for 10 years and just trying to plot it out, and finally convincing Astrid to go because he can't exactly leave, with 2 young kids. He has to wait till they're old enough so he can take them with him.
Well, it's like it feels half sloppy writing. It feels sloppy.
It feels rushed.
Very rushed. Now, granted, what are the things that I liked? I liked the beginning, and I liked the end, and the only thing about the middle that I liked, the night lights.
Absolutely, yes. That's my favorite part.
The night lights were the highlights of this festivity of lights.
They actually had personality. It was fun to watch. I love how they got caught by their parents and they were both pointing at the middle one.
You can just see, it's like Jurassic Park 3. You don't need subtitles. You can just know what they're saying. Whose idea was this? His.
And the one in the middle points at the other two and crosses his arm.
So like kids.
John, you have to put up
like
a picture of that. You have to put up a picture of that.
Oh, don't worry. Here it is. Here it is.
It's adorable. And the nightlights were it was the best highlight I had from this special. It really was. And I could feel my heart melting when I saw Toothless drawing Hiccup.
I know. Oh, God.
And I was like, and you see the kids trying to put wings on Hiccup because they think he's a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that was a callback to Hiccup's flight suit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think my favorite part of that is when he kind of fixes their little artistic license and draws himself flying over Newburgh and then draws a line between him and Hiccup. I mean, so simple, but says so much.
Yeah.
And I love
that makes me want.
I love Luna's reaction. Like, really, this again.
Now that does lead me to the question: how did the little nightlights know how to fly to Burke?
Plot convenient.
Was that the plot hole you were talking about?
Yeah, like it's not like they knew where it is. Daddy didn't show them.
Actually, they did when he drew the mountains around Hiccup.
Yeah, but that could be any island.
As big as that? Well, he might have. I don't. Yeah, plot convenience. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
I mean, they were able to pick out Hiccup from a crude drawing in the sand.
Yeah, but you don't know what he smells like. You don't even know what he looks like. It's a crude drawing. For all they know, Astrid mistake Tough Nut for Hiccup.
Imagine if they saw Tough Nut instead.
So my point still stands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll grant you that. Yeah, that. Although my favorite part was when they encountered the sheep.
Yes! Oh my god! That was good. That was good. I was like seeing that, and it's like, bah.
And the bells are ringing.
The sheep is scared, and the three nightlights are going like, "What is that?"
It was so adorable.
Because keep in mind, this is the first time they've seen a sheep. They've lived in the hidden world their whole lives.
I know.
At least there's some continuity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If only they brought that bucket. May you live long and prosperous, Bucket.
He probably has.
Who knows? Maybe Bucket predicted a snowstorm. Or snow coming.
I don't know. Maybe.
Call back.
Oh,
I don't know. I think maybe with going as that high into the mountains already, the poor guy's head must have been crushed.
I have to wonder.
I mean, you've driven. Any of you have driven through the mountains as you go higher and higher, and your ears pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine that poor guy's head with that bucket.
Yeah, so especially since it starts contracting whenever something cold is coming.
Guy has barely any brains left as it is. Okay.
But
anyway,
honestly,
back on track.
But honestly, yeah, that's my only highlights. Is the night lights. It was really heartwarming seeing Toothless saving Hiccup, even though I have to admit, Hiccup trying to get everything under control, the eye popping out of his robotic thing.
That was hilarious.
And breathing fire and scaring everyone, scaring poor little Zephyr. And
why would you give it that functionality?
Why?
Why indeed?
Let's not. Well, as we remembered, Hiccup is like Tony Stark.
Brilliant.
Brilliant, but he goes overboard.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he made a shield that it's a bola launcher
And a crossbow.
well, that was Mark II. The Mark II was also a crossbow.
But I don't know.
I guess the whole, it felt point. I think the main problem is that it was
Pointless.
they wedged it in right in between
Mhm.
right in between
The epilogue?
the epilogue, the epilogue and the end.
Honestly, it felt like it really contributed nothing.
It probably should have been. It should have been like a real like afterward. Like maybe it's not so much.
I would have preferred it if it would happen after the movie, like
Like it wasn't
after they visited them.
It wasn't Zephyr and Nothing who were afraid of dragons. It was maybe the other kids, hearing some of the tales from the older generations. Like, I mean, come on. I know Gothi may have passed away, but there's not there's gotta be there's a chance that Mildew's probably still alive.
Whatever happened to Mildew?
He actually
probably went.
He disappeared after the end of Defender the Burke. He never showed up
He
since.
might have.
Was he with the Berserkers?
He might have switched sides to Drago.
Drago wouldn't tolerate that. I guarantee it.
No.
I mean, even he has standards. Let's be honest.
Yeah, he has standards.
Well, there is actually. Well, at the end of Race to the Edge, when we actually see Drago, and he calls to someone up on a high bridge. I mean, you don't see this person, but the silhouette, the shape looks an awful lot like Mildew.
I think that's your imagination.
Go and look at it, and say I'm wrong.
All right, but regardless, I stand by that.
Gobber stories. I just remembered Gobber's stories. How he lost his limbs.
Yes. How did you lose your last 2 limbs, Gobber? Oh, it was a pageant.
But regardless, can you imagine? It would be Grandma Volka approaching Chieftain Hiccup to resolve an issue with the kids afraid of dragons.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been better, rather than leaving out Volka and having Hiccup. Yeah, it's a little bit more personal dealing with his kids afraid of dragons, but
if you don't expertly give a reason why Volka, who's a perfect voice of reason for this kind, bad writing.
Yeah.
Did they forget about her? I didn't even see her in the background.
I didn't see her in the background. She's not mentioned at all. She just poof, disappears
Like a fart in the wind.
Oh gosh.
Will you stop bringing that up? So anyway, a lot of the cast returns. Actually, Zach Perlman comes back as the voice of Snotlout, who was the voice, the voice of TV series Snotlout for the entirety of the DreamWorks Dragons. Justin Ruppel returns to take over T.J. Miller, because after all, we know what happened to him.
Yep.
And we don't know. I don't know who the voice of Roughnut is, because she's not given credit, and apparently doesn't.
Yeah.
She's not credited at all, at least in the end. And so I don't know. So I don't know if they actually did get Kristen Wiig to come back, or Andrea Vermeulen came back.
Oh, Ian, got a question.
Oh dear.
Okay. Did the last movie show Roughnut and Fishlegs falling for each other, or am I insane and saying that it came out of nowhere?
They did show it. They did show it at the wedding scene.
Why did I not remember this?
Because it was very brief and it was at the end.
And you were
during the wedding.
And you were focused on, the 2 primary lovebirds.
Hopefully, Fishlegs can balance out the stupidity of the.
I don't know. Right now, Fishlegs seems to be I don't even know if they're married at this point, but they seem to still be in the honeymoon phase. He can't think straight.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, if they ever had kids, do you think the intelligence could actually bring back the dominance?
I don't know. I'd need to look at Fishlegs' parents.
Would would they have to go through the Thorsten trials?
That's what I'm wondering. That's why I say, like, the Thorsten trials was Fish Lake's intelligence?
Is it only is it reserved for when Viking women get married, do they retain their maiden names?
Well, maybe they can get a divorce.
I do not know. Let me look up. Welcome to Nerd-Vana, people.
This is less about the special and more about just us talking.
I know.
That's all our podcasts are nowadays.
It is. I mean, there's not much to talk about this half an hour, technically 25-minute special, except that it's mixed. It's a mixed bag.
I think even saying mixed bag is an insult to mixed bags. It's really mixed.
I mean, I was excited for I had a feeling that there was going to be a Christmas special when it was revealed on, I think, Jay's Instagram. There was like behind the scene footage of him recording recording something, and the word Snoggletog is mentioned. And then so that kind of gave me hope, is that yes, the year will end properly with dragons, and then we get this. I feel betrayed.
Would you prefer another dragon movie, but with Zephyr as the main character?
I have no idea.
I'm conflicted on that. I mean, one, I think it would be cool to see, but I don't really think they should. I think it's good the way it is.
I would kind of like another dragon movie in the sense of like the last Rambo movie. It is the end. It is the end. We've had a nice hiatus. We had a nice hiatus. Now let's show everyone, hey, remember this was a thing, and not milk it to death. Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
I will find that information.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of stuff on their wedding ceremonies and such.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I sent you a link on Facebook about how this one couple actually performed a traditional Viking marriage, pig slaughter and all.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
But
I mean, I was like, wow, I didn't know that. Wow, I did not know Viking marriages were that brutal.
yeah.
They were also rather, by our standards, John, they were also rather obscene.
Yes, and I thought divorce was painful. Anyway, I'm looking through IMDb, and I think we actually forgot about one of the just shocking moments that happened in the middle. And that is how Fish Legs can do a very perfect stoic impression.
Thank God it wasn't Thor Bone Crusher.
I know, right?
Oh my God. I mean, I was in a mixture of awe and laughing. I mean, you can't see my face, but I was like,
so. I just had an epiphany of sorts. So, Gobber is like the best man to Stoic. Does that mean Fish Lake is Gobber to Hiccup?
Probably. He's got the mustache for it.
He's got the mustache.
Yeah.
They're like best friends. They both love dragons. They're practically joined at the hips when it comes to dragons.
That's maybe Fish Legs is secretly gay. Because as we all know, Gobber is gay.
I mean, look at that cloth he just unveiled of Stoic.
I'm like, did you really just roll? Did you roll that up and just wait for the perfect moment to just unroll that thing? He's always gotta make a production out of everything.
Well, everything is theater to him.
That's it. I think we're done here.
Are we done?
Really not much. There's not much to talk about.
There's really not.
No, there isn't.
There's not really
it's
much in music. The animation is per standard for the TV series.
I will say this: it feels a lot more cartoony
Yeah.
than even the previous series. I mean, the expressions are just so very anime. They're animated to like almost like Looney Tunes standards. I mean, especially when Zephyr, you know, the shot that kind of that closes in on her as when she's talking about how she doesn't want to be dragon bait, that kind of thing, and she just like bobs her head forward.
Yeah.
Again, that's what kids typically do. I mean they
Over-exaggerate.
They over-exaggerate. Their movements are over-exaggerated to match their words. But I think even the adults were kind of animated.
Actually, one thing I do want to bring up, I am kind of impressed with one aspect of art is when I don't think we ever got this in the movie. Like, do you remember seeing Astrid with the twin braids as an adult?
I actually did not pay that much attention. I'll have to go check.
There's only a couple times in the special where you can actually see Astrid from the back, and she is actually sporting twin braids instead of her usual single.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about. I just don't remember, like, in the third movie, if we saw that.
Oh, I don't think so, no.
So that's one thing I'm kind of impressed, like showing her maturing. So it's not like she's still like her younger self. I'm like, maturity, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know my favorite reaction to Zephyr's question? How'd you lose your leg?
Okay,
That has to be the most terrifying question for the parent to answer.
Mm-hmm. Especially
Well,
when we don't even know.
It was 100 feet long.
I mean, it technically was caused by a dragon?
Well, we don't know if it was burnt up in the fire, or if crushed by a boulder, or if Toothless in a desperate attempt to catch him, chomped down on it so that he could grab him.
So,
I mean, that's what fan fiction is for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so take your pick. Technically, it was caused by a dragon, but indirectly.
Mm-hmm. That was the word I was looking for earlier today. Sorry, previous conversation.
What, indirectly?
Yeah, I couldn't figure that word out. So yeah, and truth be told, nice pillow.
Thank you.
And truth be told, Gift of the Night Fury, it was a better holiday special, but there is some charm to this one. I mean, especially I would come back just for the night lights.
I think that's everybody's reason to come back for it.
Mm-hmm. And
honestly, I would come back just for the night lights and for the kids, because the kids are freaking just adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But if you do make another Dragon specials,
work on
either
it a
fix
more.
Gobber, either fix Gobber or leave him out. Because like I said,
I do have to say it's better than the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Anything is better than a Star Wars Holiday Special. But you want to know something, Ian? The Mandalorian acknowledged it.
It did?
Yes.
Wow. So Life Day is a thing.
Yeah. Disney Plus acknowledged it. I can see you wanting.
He's fainted. He's fainted, everybody.
Yeah.
Ian is officially dead to the world now.
Joy to the world, the Burkians have come.
Disney? You.
and there's another bleep. There's a bleep for that. YouTube's algorithm
Susie.
and Susie and Kappa.
Yeah.
You'll never take me alive, Kappa.
Copper?
Kappa.
Copper.
Kappa.
Copper.
Kappa.
A cop?
Yeah.
So you're calling the cops?
Kappa.
Or you're gonna cop a cap in my ass?
A what?
You're gonna cop a cap in my ass?
What? Ugh.
Let me know when you two are done.
We're done. We're done. All right, everyone.
But
All right,
Gift
everyone.
of the-
Rating.
Gift of the Night Fury. Wrong special. Homecoming. I wish it was Gift of the Night Fury.
Okay. Homecoming.
Homecoming.
Yes, rating
5.
5.
out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Mm,
The kids can't save it.
this is true. The kids of neither species can save it.
It's harsh, but
It
there's
is.
a lot of things that need to be fixed.
I definitely would. Well, you reminded me of the kids. I was gonna give it like a 4, but yeah, a 5 out of 10, maybe a 6, because again, I like the night lights. I like the little non-dialogue bits of the dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said earlier, while I was showing this to Tyler, the nightlights are the only saving grace of this special. But yeah, it's definitely in the middle. It's not great. Gift of the Night Fury is better.
Gift of the Night Fury is better. In fact, it's not being mean to say a lot of things is better on it, because there's really the problem is expectations.
And execution.
Expectations, execution.
I mean, what exactly were we expecting when we heard it was coming out?
I was actually hoping it would be after the end,
Yeah, me too. I was expecting like an afterword or something.
not a midquel.
An interquel, whatever this thing.
Interquel.
Something shoehorned that's supposed to be shoehorned into right into the middle of it. Like after the wedding and before the reunion.
Which is kind of why I was confused. Like, wait, why does Zephyr hate dragons? Because we saw the epilogue. It was pretty confusing, and after watching it, I'm pretty sure it was pretty lazy.
Yes. All right, everyone.
Have a Merry Christmas, everyone.
Have a Merry Christmas, a Happy
Happy New Year's, Happy Holidays.
Yes, and 2020, bring it on.
Cheers.
Oh, guys, we need to all meet up and wear tuxedos because it's the Roaring 20s once again.
Roaring 20s, there's gonna be flappers and gents all around.
Oh yeah.
And as for what we're doing here on Nerd-Vana, I'm pretty sure we're just going to keep doing the same thing we're doing now.
Yeah, you can't keep a good. What exactly are we? Geeks? Yeah, you can't keep a good geek down.
Can't keep a good nerd down.
And as for what we're doing next,
we don't know. We don't know yet. We just fly by the seat of our pants.
we don't plan much.
We'll just have to see what the new year brings us.
Yeah.
So until then, this is John Murphy,
Tyler Tyson.
And Ian Benoit.
signing off. Laters.
See you guys.